and I cried again. I was telling Yu Chen when she says, I see you to Ming Na, I just broke out. I don't, maybe it's the theater.
How has it been for the rest of you to come back, or this whole year, to reflect on 25 years of the Joy Luck Club and how it has resonated with audiences and is reaching a new generation of viewers? All of you. Anyone. Here.
I cry again tonight. I don't know the way Amy Tan wrote the story and the way Wen tell the story. The way he made all of us, each one of us. I just told him on the way up here, every single actor in the movie, from our generation to the second daughter generation to all the young kids, every one of them was wonderful. Now this is, I have to say the credit from our casting director, Heidi Levitt. She made every family, right? Every face. Yes, thank you. Every faces of family are so look alike. Right? So when I see my family, I say, oh yes, look like my old family. Yes, the casting, no, really amazing casting. Thank you so much, Heidi. And really, the Joy Luck Club changed my life. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All of them,
What do I feel? Older. I was already old. Now I'm ancient. I have to thank, first of all, Amy Tan, who's not here, who wrote the book. Because of Joy Luck Club, I began my fourth acting career. And 60 years later, here I am, still sitting, and I can stand up too. And I have never said that in public, but I will say something that, with Heidi's help, I am so impressed, of course, by the cast of the adults, notwithstanding, but the children of Joy Luck Club, every one of them, they were so absolutely wonderful. And I am now going to be very chauvinistic and say, if it were not a Chinese director, the children will not be cast as well as it did.
She was like this on the set. She really never listened to me.
So, I will just say that this is my daughter. I don't have one in real life, okay? The two things I don't have in real life I wanted was not necessary in that order, a big dog and a real daughter. But I have her. And I have to admit already that I love her mother more than her. So thank you for asking us here. And I am very happy to be still alive. And
Heidi, why don't I pick up on that a little bit because of what Sai just said about casting. The excuse that we hear about from people who can't cast films that are diverse and representative and inclusive is that the actors aren't out there and the talent isn't out there. And what you did for a film 25 years ago is you found this cast, and it was complete top to bottom. So can you comment a little bit on the work that you did on casting this film so that we could enjoy these performances?
Sure, I think it was always misunderstood when you say the actors weren't out there. The talent was out there, the roles weren't out there. So they had all acted. I mean, Tamlin had done Come See the Paradise before this. She was in the West End when we cast her and doing wonderful theater. Q Chin I met because I had worked on Oliver Stone's movie Heaven and Earth, and she's been a very well-known actress in Vietnam. So the point was that there weren't enough roles where they were being recognized because they were made to play very small roles, like Rosalind Chow was on MASH, you were on MASH also, Kuchin, but in small roles. So I think the Joy Luck Club allows us to see a universal story of mothers and daughters, of generations, of immigrants. I mean, I feel an honorary Asian in the family and a Jewish girl from Montreal. And I completely understand this, and I think so many of us understand these stories of mothers and daughters and family. So I think it was really misunderstood, and Wayne has said this before, but like Jeffrey Katzenberg said to him, you know, you've got to find the right cast. I'm not sure you're going to find the right cast. And the fact was that we did find the right cast, and we were able to do open calls, which is something that isn't done as much today. And it was also a hands-on process that we got 6 months to go all over the place. We did a wonderful open call in Queens where we cast some of these characters in the new Chinatown there. And in San Francisco, we also cast a lot. And then I went also into Monterey Park, which was like the new Chinatown of Los Angeles, and done a lot of the Mandarin speaking roles. So it took groundwork. You had to be a detective, and I love to research. So for me, it was really an honor to be able to do this.
Wayne, I want to follow up with you.
I was going to say that casting is usually 90% of really the performance. So when Heidi did such a good job with all these people, and these people came, and Auntie Lindo told me how to direct. So it was quite easy, from there. Anyway.
Well, what Sai said was that she said it was critical and necessary for you to be the director, for a Chinese person to be the director. And so we have been having conversations in the culture right now about who gets to tell whose stories. Can you talk about I don't want to say ownership of the story, but the leadership you took in taking on this story and telling it the way that it should have been told from the very beginning to the last frame?
I think it's genetic, so it's either in your blood because you're born and raised with it, and there are all these details that come because of that. I don't think, and unless they sort of live this life and have those genes that you can do it. There are some other stories you can. think this one is so specifically Chinese. The way Amy Tang wrote it, a lot of the details, a lot of the stories are true stories of real people. And I read it and I saw it right away. And when we discussed it at our first meeting, it became clear that, I think to her, that I could carry out that vision and make it happen.
Tamlin, Aquafina, who's an actor who was in a film called Crazy Rich Asians, said recently that Joy Luck Club is Titanic for Asian Americans. That is the impact of the film, without the whole like sinking ship.
I'm queen
thing.
of the world!
And what she meant was that for a generation of Asian Americans and Canadian Asians, many of whom are in this audience, and I'm including myself, it was the first time we saw an English language film where people looked like us and represented our families. What did it mean for you to be part of this film, and what has it meant for your career? And can you talk about how the impact of that has been to you, but also in your professional life?
Oh, wow, that's such a long answer. First off, shout out to Mrs. Judy Young, Lainey's mother.
My mother.
Looking at Joy Luck Club with hindsight right now in 2018, it's like if I see young people like this who just saw Crazy Rich Asians, which opened up August 15th, just a month ago, and to see those faces, them falling in love, them in this wonderful country called Singapore, but they're speaking Mandarin Chinese, so you can feel some kind of a connection, especially if you're Chinese Canadian. It harkens back to when a variety of audience members here, including Lainey, we got to see our faces. It's like for the first freaking time. We're the characters of the leads. We're the lead characters of the story. We're the only characters in the story. It feels like we belong. We don't feel otherized. We don't feel different. We feel authentic, and that we exist, and that these stories, being Asian American, being Asian North American, is that we belong, and that's always felt a responsibility to make sure those stories keep being told. That's why I support young filmmakers, support the older filmmakers, support older actors and actresses to make sure that our stories kept being told. But it always doesn't have to be about immigrants. It doesn't always have to be about the trials and tribulations of mothers and daughters. It's just about falling in love. It's about finding a job. It's about figuring out if you want to have a family. This is the hope that we had with Joy Luck. It didn't open the door that much, and it took 25 years before Crazy Rich Asians did, but I feel in the room as well as around the world that it's finally busted down the doors. I just warn that we don't see another replica of Crazy Rich Asians, that we're going to see. I think I'm seeing Lazy Rich Asians as a pitch to ABC, or poor rich Asians, or poor crazy Asians. I know, okay, that just sounds like more of the same stuff. So we have to be aware. So I encourage young people to tell your stories, to ask for your stories from your parents, from your grandparents, and hopefully that will inspire other writers to write down the stories, other actors to find out their stories, for other directors or other producers to find these stories to be told. And it's a long progression, and I just feel honored to be in this room and to be with you, Lainey. To be, to witness how much of an impact when you were 25 years younger, seeing our faces on the screen and saying, oh my God, she's so mean.
When you were casting this, and when you were meeting with the actors, I read that you asked each actor who they most identified with. And having met and spent a little bit of time with the people on stage right now, it's pretty much an exact match. Did it feel that way to you at the beginning?
It did. I think that was just the confirmation part. I remember Heidi had faces of different mothers and daughters on her wall, and there were different choices.
Combinations?
Combinations.
Okay.
And I think there were definitely certain faces that match other faces better. And so when they came in, we actually took these pictures down, and we were trying to see who they thought they would play in this, and usually it matched up pretty well.
And you said that you most identified with the character that you ended up playing. Is that true?
Yes, I have the feeling when I work in this production, I'm not an actor. I just live the real life of the character that Amy Tan wrote, that the way Win-Win wanted to tell the story. I don't have to act, it's there. It's so similar to my own life. It's only the opposite way. I lost my mom when I was a very young child during the Second World War, and I lost my father when I was only 15, again by the war. So I remember when I played the character of Mother Swan that I had to leave my twin in China. I keep thinking of the way that my mom had to leave me and my father had to leave me. How painful it were. I remember at the scene in China, that was a very cold, cold morning. Everybody on the set was so serious, so quiet, because of Wayne was so serious. And I came to Wayne, I asked him, are there anything you want to tell me how to do the scene? He said, I know a little bit about your life story, so just play the way you feel. It doesn't matter what language you speak. I just want you emotional. I just want you feeling. So, at the scene, if you really listen of the scene when I cry out, I did not speak English or Chinese. I speak Vietnamese at the scene. I call out my child, con, con ơi, con, in Vietnamese. But it doesn't matter. It is international language, the love, the emotional, and the art. So I feel so honored that thanks again to my whole Joy Luck Club family that I belong to this family. I'm part of the family. Thank you.
So I promise, if you have any questions, the question portion